Hello, Facebook. Welcome. Happy early St. Patrick's Day. I just wanted to wear my green hair for you. Sorry, I'm trying to adjust my little stand, and it's still kind of, there's my little pirate flag. Just fight me a little bit. Welcome. And I'm hoping you're all just kind of working with the energy tonight. I know I am. We did a fun little gig on Saturday night, an early celebration of St. Patrick's Day, and it was most magically delicious. Having fun. Right now, we've got to find ways to laugh, to live, to love. So many times people are just afraid of everything and they panic. We don't need panic. We need healing. We need hanging in there and holding on and creating a new plan. Perhaps this is just trying to fuss with my hair. Sorry. Perhaps this is a chance for us to see ourselves in a new light. See our life in a new light. Take in stride this downtime. And perhaps it is now time to heal our heart, to heal our area, our body, and cleanse, and then go into our spirit and work with these energies and connect in with all that is beautiful and all that is magical and all that is healing. So I'm hoping that you're sharing these thoughts tonight. I'm even burning some anti-stress incense. And someone had written that, sensitives, empaths and such get very, we get real down or we get real upset and we can't. We have to, here comes Spooky. She says, I'm coming in. Am I missing the show? Yes, you are, Miss Spooky. You better get up here and say hello to everybody. I don't know how, but she'll find her way up here, I'm sure. So, yes, it's a time for us to realize that even sensitives and empaths and such, we have our own, stuff going on too. But I always say we're humans with benefits, right? Because we're enabling ourselves to utilize our knowledge, our wisdom now, and sharing it with others. That's right. Spooky says, yes. So she keeps me calmer. I hope that you are taking good care of your pets. Everyone was panicking about toilet paper and that, but what about kitty litter? I thought about that earlier and I thought, we better get kitty litter, extra kitty litter. So that's right. She's very talkative right now, as I'm sure a lot of your pets are. They may be showing signs or examples of things changing that telling us to calm down. She wants lots of attention right now. So she only got a little petting, a little grooming, a little brushing earlier before the show. So I'm looking in and I'm seeing people who are at their posts, and some are very angry political posts right now. And I just got to say this. Accept what they're broadcasting and understand there's more. That's only one part of the story. And understand there's always going to be more. Make your own portal. Seal your own energy. Do what you have to do to make your plan happen. Open and align. Align yourself with opportunities of new. Some of you may not be going to work. That gives us an opportunity for our online business now, doesn't it? So, of course, for years I have taught online and I've read online. So it's really nothing new for me. It's just now amped up because people can't come to where I have been for reasons like, only now it's 10 or more limit of in an area. And And that's okay. I do Skype. I do Skype classes, and I do FaceTime sessions. So if you need me, I'm here. That's what it's all about, reinventing ourselves. I had this connection and this transmission of a message about 2 weeks ago. And actually, I had gotten kind of sick at the very beginning of March. And I came from a service, a memorial, and left there, and it was just like everything was so heavy. And I just knew something was about to pop in the cosmos. So I just said, I'm going to cleanse and shower and lay down when I get home. And a few of my other friends in Casadega, was at the service, was in Casadega. And a few other of my friends were all feeling the same exact thing. So I had to lay low the first week of March. I was getting transmissions, and I was getting the message, things are going to really shift big, and you need your rest now. And it was a kind of a tumultuous end of February, and so I wanted to make sure I listened to my higher self and said, okay, I'm connecting in, and I'm resting, and I'm eating very healthy. So that's another thing. We need to start detoxing off of all the crud. I think some of this has really occurred with these flus and everything and the viruses to make us more aware of what we're putting in our body. How many times do you go through a drive-through? I'm using my wand. I'm whipping around some magic tonight. How many times a week do you go through a drive-through? And it doesn't matter. I'm not judging. I'm just saying, there are places that I've gone, but I don't order the most, glutinous thing I can have. Sometimes it's just I need a beverage. I need an iced tea or something like that, or bottled water. I need, I don't do salads to the drive-thru really anymore or anything like that. I just get the protein and take everything away. So sometimes it's about purging and detoxing and getting back to simple times. When we cooked, when we ate healthy, when I was laying low, and I don't like to say I was sick. I was saying that I was feeling in need of cellular repair. I also don't use the word pain. I use the word sensation. So I needed cellular repair, so I made sure I had a lot of natural antioxidants like I'm on my balance ball. Sorry, I'm making sounds here. And sometimes you see me rolling, and that's why. Okay, so like onions and garlic. I always, fresh onions, fresh garlic, kale. I put kale in a lot of things. I think it's really important that we start looking at how we can maybe grow our own little tomato plants or a little bit of kale or little onion plants and garlic and rosemary. Rosemary is an excellent purifier, cleanser, detoxer. If you're worried about these hand sanitizers, I just want to say tea tree oil in a water bottle. It'll kill it. It'll knock down a lot of stuff quicker than buying cans of Lysol. And I'm not saying you shouldn't buy a little extra something, but I think go back to nature. Mother Nature. Okay, go back to nature. Let's get serious. Let's go back and learn and crack our books open and start learning how to heal ourselves a little more and on a daily basis, and not waiting till we get a flu or a virus to start healing. Maybe we need a good cleansing. We need to drink lots of water right now as well. So let's drink a lot of water. Let's hydrate. Let's have tea. Maybe we roll off some of that sweet, sugary coffee for a while. And these were some of the things that I got in transmission. Was about simplifying your life. Well, a lot of people are at home now for the next 2 weeks. Schools closed, etc. So what about cleaning your closet? Cleaning out some drawers, bagging up some things that you could give away to charities. How about that? Doing good with this time. Now, I'm going to admit it's not an easy thing when you're worried about your finances, of you can't go to work, or this is shut down and you might only be getting a little pay, or maybe some of you not even getting paid because of the kind of job you have. And, for me, I deal with the public quite often, and I definitely got to say that, I've always had this backup of being online, and so I've never put all my eggs in one basket. That's just me. And so I want to say that it's always a good idea to have a backup plan. When we are looking at there she is again. I was just going to talk about messages from the animals. And she's back. And our animals will point out where toxicities lie, even within people. Animals will show us who is a toxic person. Maybe this is a good time because you're not at work all the time, that you can see who the truly toxic people are in your work. Right, Spooky? There she is, joining us at last. Okay, so this is a good chance for you to purge and say, I feel so much better. I don't have to deal with this person or this situation right now. And I even had said something to my brother last week when we were rehearsing for this gig on Saturday, and which we had a wonderful time, by the way. And I guess I got to utilize my green hair. So, yay! And so we had fun, but we were talking, and I said, he works a lot from home base, and I said, I'm so tired. I'm really tired right now. I love working at different places, but the drives are just so much. And if you live in Orlando, or if you know anything about Orlando, I-4 has been nerve-wracking for a good 2 years or more, okay, with all the changes on I-4. And so then I just have to say, I've got to find alternate routes, and I do. I did find alternate routes, and it did keep it calmer. But then last week, it was just all after the big transmission. I said, I feel like something's got to give. And then, like, boom, all this virus stuff was happening in droves. Like, the numbers were getting bigger and bigger and bigger. So perhaps it was a time to shift the plan, right? And who's here? Julia, hi. Hi, Julia. Thank you for coming to the show. And so now I don't really have a choice. Universal Studios is closed, along with Disney World. So we're just saying what we were so ready to release or to be let go from for a while, we get our wish. Careful what you think right here, folks, because it comes out. What you wish for, you just might get it. Okay, so this gives us time to, as I said, clean our areas, clean our homes, our cars. And how about our crystals? I love my crystals. And every crystal I've gotten from a really unique place. This is labradorite. It's a psychic stone. I'll bring it up a little closer here. All right. And it is a chance perhaps for me to tune in and cleanse my crystals a little more. And then, of course, I always love rose quartz and anything heart-shaped. And this is an interesting stone. It's an African bean. It's like a sea bean from Africa. Okay, I use that a lot just on my left side in protection when I have my layout here. I also was working some of my sage, and always when I burn sage, I get an ashtray, cauldron, or an abalone shell. Sage is a wonderful purification tool, and especially if you had to go out and touch anything. And please make sure you're using, as I mentioned, my recipe. And also it was a friend of mine, Kelly Johnson, who's a healer woman, a medicine woman, and she did the witch's ball one year. She led the ritual, and I shared her post with a few people privately to help remind them how to stay healthy and clear. And one of the things she mentioned was tea tree oil, which we know is an excellent antiviral oil. So it purifies like sage. And as I said, you don't be afraid to light a little incense right now. Manifest anti-stress. Get that stress out of your head, your mind. And rosemary, I told a good friend today, because there was a spell in the Witch's Almanac. And yes, I do read the Witch's Almanac. It is from Llewellyn. And so a dear friend of mine actually has usually done articles for the Witch's Almanac, and she's also on Facebook, Dicky Joe, and she's a great reader and healer and seer and a teacher, and we both are Cancerian women, so it's nice to have someone in my path and in my court, so to speak. We share a lot of the same things in our work. So if I were to give a message tonight, let's see. Since we're all on the path subject, this is Ann Mora's tarot deck, which on Wednesdays in Sanford, that's where you can find me. And I'm still going to be open for session. And if you're available to come out and see me. Make an appointment, please. I'm not running down there just to wait on if people will come, especially given the circumstances. So I have these tarot cards from Ann Mora, and it's the Green Witch Tarot, I believe. Don't quote me on this. I'm pretty sure it's what it is. But I've been at that store a long time. Very long time, almost 14 years. So let us see what we need to focus on during this time. Oh, the Six of Chalices. Oh, that's beautiful. The Six of Chalices, that's the Six of Cups. Look at that, hand in hand. And maybe we need to reach out and touch in with old friends and we're touching in with our past. And also it can mean that we need to focus in on how things were simpler in the past, how to return to some of these things. And the next card that was connected to it, oh, I love this card. This is the Nine, the Nine of Chalices. I want to make sure. Yeah, this is the one. And she looks to me at first like the High Priestess, but the Nine of Chalices, the Nine of Cups. So see, when you return to some simpler things that work for you, happiness, love, fulfillment is in the air. What's going to happen? Maybe we just can't keep going at the rate we're going anymore, at that pace. It's just not healthy. There's a lot of toxicity in what we do, in the people we connect with, the things we say. Maybe it's time for that change. So I saw this card next as the Seven of Wands, and look, she's reaching for making a decision on what will I choose next? How will I make these new decisions? Okay, and then the final card that I chose right up after it was the Star. Whatever I choose, that makes me happy. That gives me, as that one lady from Marie Kondo who does the Netflix thing, this gives me joy. So I'm looking at an opportunity now to give joy back into my life, to put the shining star there, because it's giving back to ourselves and reducing it down to the finest denominator, the most kindest thing we can do for ourselves. Purge all the junk in our lives, the junky food, the junky people, the junky energies, and even all this that we've got to have this. We have the beauty of things like Amazon and ordering online and whatnot, and streaming television, but sometimes it's just about craving quiet energy right now. We need peace and quiet so we can manifest new things in our healing. This was the symbol I got in this transmission. this swirly symbol like this, all these codes coming out through the universe, talking about things and that we're going to change, and especially with readers and healers. So I got this swirly, like, kind of symbol in both hands, like double swirls. Okay, so in that respect, it's important to remember what we don't, it's what we do want, not just what we don't want, but what we do want. Sometimes we can lose focus because we're so trapped in the modern technology, the cosmic world. We can't hear it calling us. So with all of these countries going through the same things, perhaps they're getting the message to the transmission. Simplify, simplify, simplify. So Monday nights, by the way, before I do these talks, I do offer online classes at 7 p.m. on Skype. So simplify, you don't have to go anywhere. You can just learn from home. I also, on Tuesdays, usually I am at Universal Studios, but tomorrow night I will offer tarot online. For those who are interested, please message me, and we can discuss tarot in the beginning stages of the tarot, which came first, chicken or the egg, the playing cards or the tarot cards. And I've taught tarot many, many times. And then on Wednesdays, by appointment, if you're so inclined, I can be there in Sanford at Luna Soul Esoterica. Thursday nights, as far as we know, I will be at Cafe Tutu Tango in Orlando on I Drive. If the gods are with us on that, and the goddesses. So I just want to say, wherever you dine, stay in touch, stay in tune. They're really trying their best to be the example of cleanliness, of kindness, because they take care of these people in the service industry, and if we don't take care of them, they can't take care of us. Some of them are going to have big losses. So when this is all over, please remember to give patronage to your favorite restaurants and bars and such again, and cafes, because they need your help to thrive and survive. Even though we're simplifying, when we all purge and heal from all of this and this viral effect, think about it for just a moment. Like a computer, when it gets a virus, what happens? First we freak out, and then we say, you know what? This thing's got to get cleaned up. And then we take it to a professional, and they do the work. And we sit there and we go, oh my gosh, I'm having withdrawals. I can't be on my computer. But we find things to do, like clean and organize and get ready and think, man, when I get that computer back, I can't wait to do all these things. So see, a purging and a clearing and a separation are sometimes a good thing. I mean, I'm not saying death is a good thing, and sickness is not a good thing. But what happens is it gives us a moment of reflection to say, look how attached I was getting to all that. My incense is blowing, by the way. That's what that smoke is. Look how attached I was getting to all of this and shutting out the rest of the world. Is that really who I am? Better not be. I know we have a lot of layers. We're complicated beings. But that's emotions and thoughts and such. We strip all the exterior clutter away, and it gets right back down to basics, doesn't it? How do you feel about people in your life, in your heart? Do you give people enough space? Do you send them enough loving messages? And not just emojis, but do you just send them messages from your mind, from your heart? How about that? We just send a good thought right now. Let's go. Close your eyes. Breathe in deep and out. And let's think about one person that we didn't say we loved. Let's think about one situation that we didn't put ourselves into enough because we were so caught up in everything else. Now, then let's think about something from us, for ourselves, right now, that we need to give back to ourselves in healing. Just send that message to your friend, loved one. You can even say, I'm sorry, I didn't pay attention to you. Send it to that situation that you neglected. Let it get healed. And now send it to yourself. And let that transmission say, we're going to spend more quality time on us. Now open your eyes. Breathing in all that is good. And let stress and anxiety leave. Don't focus on things that you have no control over right now. Focus on the things you can do by your mind, sending a good thought, by your heart, feeling good things, and focus in on what matters most. It's definitely, what do they say when you die? It's not going to be how much you had in your bank account at the end of the day. No. How many people are going to miss you? It's how you treated people, how you treated life around you. It's not really important to think about what other people think of you, but I think at the end of our time in life, we want to think about the impression of how much love we sent out and gave to others, that they'll always remember that. I send out special healing and definitely to anyone who has this virus right now, or families that have lost someone from the virus. Especially, I'd like to send out energy and healing to Tom and Rita Hanks. Rita Wilson, Tom Hanks. But, because they are like America's sweethearts. They are. And anyone that you know or that you don't know, we have a prayer that we use, an ascension energy. So this Sunday I'm going to do a live transmission from the yoga studio in Longwood. And if you'd like to join me, it's all on a higher meditation, magical and a high spiritual ascension meditation. It's only $10. Think about it, but I'll give you a little taste of something that we do with the I Am and the higher spiritual connection. And we call it a prayer for spiritual healing. And I think that we need to send this out right now. And it goes something like this. I ask the great unseen healing force to remove all obstructions from my mind and body and to restore me to perfect health. And I will do my part. I ask this in all honesty and sincerity. I ask this great unseen healing force to remove all obstructions and help both present and absent ones who are in need of help in healing. And I put my love and trust in the power of God. And to restore them to perfect health. And I put my love and trust in the power of God. I may have said it a little different this time, a little energy was different in my room, but that's okay. The message is, we put the good intentions of healing and high trust into healing, and ask that if we do our part, that we're going to get healing, and that others need healing, that they're going to get healing. And I think that's what the big message is tonight. No matter what your bank account says or doesn't say, honey, it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, How did you treat people? How did you treat yourself, your animals, your pets? How did you treat the world, the earth? We're the children of the earth. We're the healers of the green, right? Yes, we are. And I know not many people are celebrating St. Patrick's Day tomorrow because of all of this. But find it in your own special way, just to have a laugh, sing a good song, be happy, think a happy thought, okay? So you never know how much time you have here. You might as well enjoy it. You might as well live, right? Live wisely. You know, there's a time for funny stuff and goofy stuff, and then there's a time we have to be a little more cautious, but just simply don't be afraid to live. Be kind to one another. Heal. Send healing energy out right now to Mother Earth. We're her children, and we're all about healing the blue and the green. So if you're interested in connecting with me on any of those events this week online, and one or two places, hopefully still in person, we'll know from day to day how that works, but I'll always be here. I'm just a phone call away, Facebook away, YouTube away. I also have my YouTube channel. This will be turned over to YouTube later. Instagram. I'm Skype. I'm nationwide. I'm universal, baby. Okay, so, you know, venusandvelvet.com. You know the drill. And I'm going to put my glasses back on as we close out. I send you peace. I send you light. I send you music that is beautiful and healing. I send you healing. I send you love. Namaste.